Bohol was a collaborative effort from various institutions such as DDI, BISU, DOST, and JICA. The lab is currently housed at Bohol Island State University main campus. He is also the Public Image Director of Rotary Club of Tagbilaran and also an instructor of Bohol Island State University. To discuss as the Fab Labs in action, accelerating inclusive innovation in the regions. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause please to Mr. Jerome Manatan.
So my topic for today is about sharing to you our best practices, at the same time our accomplishment as the first Fab Lab in the Philippines. So by the way, we are located in Bohol Island State University, that is in Tagbilaran City, Bohol. So this is our interior design where all of those products are made inside the lab by our industrial design students. And it can be played, right? So okay, so Fab Lab Bohol is the first fabrication laboratory in the Philippines. So for the information of everyone, Fab Lab started in Boston and MIT. But the idea of having Fab Lab or building Fab Lab came from Vegan Ashram, that is in India. So if you're familiar with the movie Three Idiots, the movie came from that idea where it is in Vegan Ashram. So also Fab Lab Bohol is the one who hosted the first Fan One or the Fab Lab Asia Network. So every year there is what we call a fan conference, where it's a 7 days workshop and trainings for all the fabbers around Asia. So the Fan 1 was in Bohol, the Fan 2 was in Taiwan, Taipei, Fan 3 was in India, Fan 4 was in Vietnam, Fan 5 just recently was in Korea, and then this coming 2020, the Fan will be in China. So I'm looking forward that a lot of makers in our country will join to that workshop and conference. So by the way, Fab Lab Bohol is already 5 years. So we started May 2, 2014, and during the inauguration, the former President Aquino was there. And at the same time, the 200 makers all over Asia was there also. So Fab Lab Bohol, by the way, is a collaboration program between 4 government agencies. So we have the Department of Science and Technology, Department of Trade and Industry, the Japan International Operating Agency, and of course the Bohol Island State University. So Fab Lab, by the way, in the whole world has 1,750 Fab Labs all over the world. So it is not a local lab, but it is an international lab that is started in Boston. So far in 100 countries, we have more than almost 2,000 Fab Labs around the world. So by the way, in the Philippines, there are 21 Fab Lab registered in Fab Foundation, which is in Boston and MIT. And 16 of those are on the process of registration. So just recently, last week, we inaugurated 2 Fab Labs in Cebu. We're in CTU, Argao, and CTU Danao, or the Cebu Technological University. So we're looking forward that Fab Lab will rise in every city or every province that we have in our country. So by the way, in Fab Lab Bohol, same with the Fab Lab Mindanao, we also have these services. So again, we are a training provider, we are a technology access center, we are a service bureau, and of course we conduct tours for benchmarkers. So in our statistic, 2015, as we started in 2014, as you can notice, by the way, users and researchers are the one who use the facilities by themselves, because the goal of Fab Lab is to transfer the knowledge of technology. This is not a shop where you ask me to build it, because if you're gonna ask me to build it, the thing here is only me knows how to build it. But if you're gonna ask me how to, then you will learn from me, and of course, you can also share it to someone. And actually, that's the goal of Fab Lab. As you can notice, when our entrepreneurs assisted during 2015, it's quite bigger than the researchers or users that we have. So we changed our strategy, and then we turned them into users and researchers by 2016 until 2018, just last year. And as you can notice, our numbers of researchers and users are being bigger than the entrepreneurs assisted. The entrepreneurs assisted are the one who don't have time to do their projects or product development. But then we're very happy that by the last year, we reached our goal to have the 1,088 researchers and users in our province. So by the way, in Fab Lab Bohol, we have 3 areas of focus. First is innovation, second is education, and third is collaboration. So when you say innovate, of course, a Fab Lab should create something that could help the community. So first, we do product development and so on. So one of our highlights is this one. If you're familiar with the heat press machine that the Fab Lab was established year back 2014 with JICA volunteers, so we invented this machine that allowed us to manipulate waste shopping bags and turn them into a new raw material, which is the plastic sheets. Just recently, we have been tested the materials here in the DOST, and we got already the result. So, by the way, by that machineries that we invented, we were able to create this livelihood. But actually, it's not. We're not trying to tell the manufacturing company to keep on producing plastics, but we're trying to tell them that this is our strategy for the solid waste management, that we could stop that pollution around us. Because we all know that the Philippines is the third largest polluter in our ocean in plastic base, and it's so sad to know that one. Diba? So what happened is we tried to build this machine, create a livelihood project, and of course, to help the environment. So the women of Tagbilaran City, where we provide this machine, are creating something innovative, making waste into wearables, and of course, making things possible. So also in connection with that invention, we try to also to try to tell our kids or young students to properly dispose their garbage. So what we did, we 3D printed and used our facility in FabLab to create this kind of trash bin. It's a very simple trash bin, but it has an ultrasonic sensors and we all know that ultrasonic sensors, once it detects motion, it creates something. Like for example, for this one, once it detects motion, it will open the mouth of the trash bin and you drop your waste and it will say thank you afterwards. And we are trying to pilot test this in an elementary grade because what we're trying to tell is if there's no something new, maybe kids will not be interested in doing these things. So we put a trash bin so kids will, oh, let's go to the trash bin because it's talking and I wanted to throw my waste properly. And also there is also a storyboard, and it's good to hear that our students are making these things for kids and for the environment as well. And also, maybe you heard already about prosthesis. So we actually have this 3D printer that could 3D print prosthetics. So we tried to have this working prototypes in one of the amputee in the city, which this girl used this prosthetics 3D printed by our machine, and it's good to see that. And then also we have students from the University of Sweden who came by into Fab Lab and do their prototypes there. They are actually trying to create providing safe water access in an island in Bohol. And it's good to see that visitors international students are going to your labs, creating something and helping them in the province. So also one of our projects there is we're trying to create productivity enhancement, like for example, supporting locals, entrepreneurs. For this case, there is a livelihood there that are making into ginger candies. And then the problem that they encountered is that they are using the very traditional way of molding the candies. They use the ice cube buckets to create the molders. But what happened, once they remove the candy, there's a piece of plastic on the candy. It's not safe for us. So what we did as a Fab Lab maker, we invited them in Fab Lab and we tried to create the form of the candy by the use of our 3D scanner at the same time with our 3D printer. And then after that, we created a food molder for them, a food grade molder for them, and it's so easy and fast. So it enhances their productivity. And then at the same time, we keep on helping the home accessories decorations, on labeling and so on in the province, and even product development of the existing packaging and labeling of our food sectors in the city. So second is to educate. So to educate, we conduct workshop and classes in Fab Lab. So we have the open day, the regular open day, the Fab Summer, the free regular workshop, and our new program, the Tuesday, Thursday, Maker's Night. So when you say Fab Summer, we conduct a lot of workshops, like for example, teaching kids, teaching 3D modeling, creating livelihood, a lot of those things like photography, lightroom editing, digital fabrication, machine maintenance, and everything, or even marketing and social medias, and even creating small businesses. So also, our new program, we had the Fab Week. It's like an entire week where we work on textiles. We do kids programming, teaching them about Arduino, teaching them about the robotics, teaching them about Raspberry Pi, and so on. And even creating just DIY things, and even working with creative development, Lightroom, animation making, photography class, basic illustration making, cartooning, and even basic drawing. So as you can notice, a lot of people around us are very interested in those things, and because of FabLab, we're able to gather those innovators, or we say makers. So also we collaborate with Lights of Hope. This is on solar lamps in the battle, where we're actually using our facility on creating solar lamps, because we all know that not all of us has this good lights at home. So we go to an island, we use this project, and then we give it to them, and we do it in FabLab. And all FabLab, even the FabLab UPC group, is doing this project as well. And of course, the Kids Creative Help Workshop, where we are trying to utilize the waste and transform them into design. So imagine your kids learn how important, about the waste management and so on, and turn them into something, beautiful or something creative. And as you can notice, diverse people are coming inside, and there's an old man, women, kids, and so on. But they are trying to learn. As long as you are, you want to learn, then a FabLab is the best place for you to create and to invent something. And also the next is FabLab class. So in FabLab Bohol, especially in Bohol Island State University, we have a FabLab class under the program of the BS Industrial Design under the College of Engineering and Architecture. So the aim of this class is to learn digital fabrication, to learn how to maintain machineries, and at the same time, of course, problem solving in the community. What we've learned in the Vegan Asham, or the first, or the Fab Zero, is that learning by doing, and of course, the real problem, they said that it must be the nature, it's not be inside the school. So what we did is we created a small projects, or like project that, for example, an alarm kit for medicines. Like for example, your grandmas and grandpas forget to take their medicines. So we created this box with a program, and then we put all the medicines from day 1 to 30. So for example, you set it an alarm for 8 a.m., then you are going to get the medicine at that time. At the same time, for example, who loves succulents here? So for those who love succulents, there is already a planter that could detect the moist moist of your plants, where you need water or you need sunlight in it. And then, of course, creating robotics, utilizing our organic, own material, which is the cocoa shell, and some moving robots, 3D printed, and then also creating furnitures and accessories. At the same time, home decors that applying Arduino or Raspberry Pi or programming. And then, of course, utilizing waste, a lamp that could, lights on the dark, something like that. And then, of course, utilizing waste. For example, this one, we have a lot of glass. So we shred the glass, and we 3D print the model, and then create a molder, and then we created a power out from that waste glass. And at the same time, we all know that we are a tropical country and we have a lot of bamboos. So we created our own machine that could create a tiles or wood tiles for bamboo. And then the last thing is collaboration. So we try to create or connect, to link, and to partner with organizations around us that has similar goals. One of this is the AMCEN and all of the maker hubs here in the Philippines. So what we're trying to do is, like for example, conduct workshop together, like for example with the Startup Weekend, Makes Sense, talking about health, or even local innovators or makers. So for example, one of our project, for example, this one, disaster shelter design, where we created it by the use of laser cutter, and by then we created the actual prototype, which is the Wiki House. So it served as a daycare center at the moment in Barangay Pugon, Ibalilihan, and it's 5 years already. It's a Wiki House. You don't need to put nails or glue, but all you need is to lock hold them. And then also trying to help our person with disability by trying to create a livelihood. Like for example, this person with disability learned laser cutter, and then after that, they created a small miniature of a tricycle, which symbolized the city of Tagbilaran as a souvenir. And then, of course, we try to work with the Region Artists Corporation in restoring our museum churches was destroyed during the earthquake in Bohol at the same time in the Philippines. So our success story based from our practices is that first is if we don't able to create the heat press machine, we're not able to have this company who work with jewelries and bags that is made of waste plastic. And just last year, she received a Kappa Awards during the Manila Fame. Second is that our makers, our local firms there, after they see the potential of having these machines in Fab Lab, they purchased their own machine under the program of the DOST, and they have their own machine already at the local firm, which is the good thing because a Fab Lab is a platform for prototyping. So if you aim to do mass production, you have also to buy your own machine or to have avail it outside the Fab Lab. So as you can see, and then just recently, they received a most innovative product and the Green Product Design Award last 2019 during the 2019 Sun Week. And of course, just recently, there's a RISE program where Dr. Angeline Baldapan, enabled to create a chair out from waste shopping bags that we've made. And she received an award in Region RISE of the DOST. And then of course, a maker there before, he just attended on workshop and events in Arduino and so on. But now, he created his own bike that is powered by a solar, not by a gas. Okay, and then another thing is that we all know that the Fab Lab is not a printing shop. A good thing now is that around Fab Lab Bohol, there's a lot of local industry or local firm who have the same facilities that we have. So if you aim to create or do mass production, there is already a local firm who will accept those things. So by the way, and the last thing is like we have also already the Fab Lab class in our university. So again, we're trying to create a social impact. We're trying to bring people together in an innovation hub and economic impact for increasing productivity. And lastly, to create environmental impact for helping our environment. So see you all in Fab Lab Bohol. Thank you so much for listening.